It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here.
And I'm
really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. Me too. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. For the Timberwolves, they're determined to begin the season as winners, to make all their off-season planning and hard work in the preseason pay off. You know what they say. You only get one chance to start the season with a win, and tonight is their chance. After a brisk off-season, it's finally upon us, fellas.
What's that?
Opening night.
Oh, tonight's opening night?
Hey,
oh, those are preseason games.
Shaq, your thoughts on how important it is for a team to get off to a fast
war with you more intimidating.
Who does it ever?
I'm so excited. I miss you guys something.
Oh, I know. What have you been doing?
I'm happy to be here. I went to China about 59 times.
Yeah.
I went to Cancun 72 times.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the North Pole twice.
Oh, wow.
Wow. How's
so
that?
A pretty uneventful summer for you.
It was bad. I was looking for Santa. I couldn't find it.
Okay. Well, you're not supposed to. The fans, the local media, everyone is excited. And I just am excited to be here. Start of the season. And you don't want to start slow. You don't want to have any rough patches early on.
What'd you do this summer?
I went fishing.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Catch anything?
Yes, I did. I went to Dubai and went deep sea fishing.
Wow, awesome. So you were traveling all over the place? You go deep sea fishing?
What'd you do?
I cut the grass. It's awesome. Well, that wraps it up. Let's go courtside.
There's a buzz here in San Antonio, Texas with another sold-out arena. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Western Conference battles, always fun. This time, it's the San Antonio Spurs intent on protecting home court. We have two teams that love to score out of the post, but they need enough space, Brent, to do it. What's the strategy here?
Sometimes it's not just about the space, Kevin, but it's about the timing of the cuts. When a guy has a post-up opportunity, if the defense is looking at that post-up player, if you move at the right time, you can really create some incredible space for that guy, not only to score, but to sometimes find cutters who sneak behind the eyes of the defense.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. Down low, it's Jang and Towns. And it's Wiggins in at the three, the small forward. So the San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Butler passes to Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Well, I have no idea how he made that, but hey, sometimes a little bit of luck helps.
Parker kicks to Gasol. He feeds it to Leonard. Aldridge against Jang. There's Parker with the three. Here's Aldridge. That shot off the mark. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Teague dishes to Wiggins. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
And still varying opinions out there of what Andrew Wiggins can and can't do. But one thing that's indisputable, he's an incredible scorer. Whether half-court transition, he can flat out fill it up in a hurry.
The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Parker kicks to Leonard. Over Wiggins. Leonard, no luck. And Wiggins, his young career just getting better and better at scoring, Greg, while increasing his workload.
Yeah, and very few scorers can do that, especially from that two-guard spot. Wiggins has that special talent where he can flat out carry an offense. Scary to think that this is a kid who is just scratching the surface.
And it's Parker again missing.
And right now they're like a light switch in the off position. 1 of 5 so far. Not an ideal start.
Jang high post. Here's Towns. They shoot again. And the layup is good. Towns has got his second bucket of the night.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
Here's Teague after the basket by San Antonio. Here's Jang. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
No one covering. And that'll tie this game up.
I think that's something Aldridge has been working on, especially over the past few years, gaining consistency from 3.
Towns sets the pick for Teague. There's the pass to Wiggins. Kicks to Towns. Gasol with the defensive effort.
Yeah, I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Tom Thibodeau. D.A.?
Well, Kevin, when I asked him about the defensive game plan, he said they have to clog up the middle and deny clean looks at the basket. If they can do that, he thinks they'll have the upper hand. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And Zhang kicks to Butler. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Teague against Parker. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Very easily could have been an and one there. Leonard takes the contact and still maintains the focus to make the score.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. Trailing by 2. Towns the screen. Teague the pass to Butler. Here's Towns. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Pau Gasol. Well, Towns does so many things on the floor. Already an elite post scorer. But Greg, one area that he has struggled with at times is his defense against other bigs.
And I think he'll continue to improve in that area. What happens with young guys, though, is oftentimes you're improved how good I am mode when you're young, and you lose sight of some of the things that help you win games. And I think that's one reason why he had one of the worst defensive RPMs in the entire league. But young bigs tend to take a bit longer to develop into great defenders, and I expect he will follow in that line.
The free throw drops for Towns.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
The Spurs making a switch here. Gay's checked in. And Towns drops them both. And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
Rebounded by the Spurs. Always excited for starting out the new season right. Oh!
No doubt. It looks like an orange in his hand, and Kawhi tenacious to the rim with that finish.
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. T kicks to Butler. Back to T. Towns, a screen on Parker. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Green against Butler. And here's Leonard from three. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his third assist on the night. Timberwolves trail by 5. T dishes to Wiggins. He kicks it to Towns. To the inside. Jang, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Parker. Aldridge kicks to Green. Jang against Gay. Rebound by Jang.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Now here's Gay. Following the miss by Andrew Wiggins. Green, the pass to Parker. He dishes it to Gay. Leonard kicks to Aldridge. Towns with the steal. Here's Wiggins. Gay with the block.
You got to respect those long arms of Gay. I mean, superb at swatting shots away. Put those big hands.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
A moment now to see the stats for Gay. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 18 points a game last season. 6 rebounds and 2 assists. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
His instincts naturally are to score the basketball. That ability to find the creases in the defense is something you just don't teach, and it's awesome.
Gay with the block. Up top, Leonard, covered by Wiggins. Here's Green, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
One shot.
And Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Ginobili in for Danny Green. Goes up off the inbound, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing.
And Taj Gibson is not going to back down from anybody. He really does enjoy when the game gets physical.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. First one falls for him. Brent, each coach has his strengths and they've got weaknesses, but if you needed someone to draw up a play to get you one bucket out of a timeout, who are some of the names you turn to?
I think I'm going to turn to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, possibly James Harden, because 2 points can happen after a free throw, right, Kev? So
yes.
I could get James Harden to the line, and then one LeBron James. That's not a bad list of guys to turn to if I need 2 points.
Absolutely. And then what coach would you have draw up that play?
If I don't say Pop, my life will cease to exist. I will say Greg Popovich in late game situations does a marvelous job. Not only, Kevin, of getting the ball to the guy that he wants potentially to get the game winner, but to have options and to make sure that that player sees those options in case something breaks down.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Crawford outside. Passes it to Gibson. That shot off, and San Antonio will go the other way with it.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And Mills kicks to Anderson. Shoots over Muhammad. That one a little long.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. You're not going to miss those all that often.
Left side, Gibson. Gay with the block. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Now here's Jones, covered by Mills. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Deep 2 from Crawford.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
Here's Mills. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Screen by Jones. Crawford against Ginobili. Crawford missing again.
And defensively moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested.
Now here's Muhammad. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. San Antonio on defense. 8-point game. Outside, Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Stolen by Anderson.
Yeah, 3 turnovers so far, and the real issue is the fact that they're unforced, too careless with the basketball. And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. Yeah, you see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good. Mills.
The Australian-born Patty Mills, former second-round pick. Who knew Mills would someday win an NBA championship? Well, the Spurs did.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. And with these new player tracking cameras, you see some very interesting numbers. The Spurs, one of the lowest teams in terms of pace and fast break points. And yet, they're one of the top teams, Brent, in average speed and distance travel. How do you explain that?
Well, what they do, Kevin, is every time down the court, they set up their offense and they run through their options. And that could be very frustrating for anybody who's trying to defend it. They're waiting within a 24-second shot clock to have 1 or 2 defenders relax, get lazy, and as soon as they do, the Spurs take advantage of it.
And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep all broken down for the Timberwolves.
You know, I like the strategy here, focusing on the high percentage looks, taking the majority of their shots inside, but their field goal percentage in the paint thus far hasn't been good.
Jones kicks to Crawford.
Don't let Jamal shoot it!
Here's the screen. Pass to Jones. Here's Patton. He's covered by Gay. Count it. Patton's got his first basket of the night.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Good on the three-point shot. Ginobili's got 5 points so far.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Ginobili against Crawford. Steps back and shoots. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Yeah, Jamal Crawford has those shots dialed in. The D has to contest better than that.
They set the pick. Mills dishes to Gay. Muhammad with the steal. Fast break, Minnesota. Muhammad with the ball. And the dunk by Muhammad.
He really takes off, just never looks back.
Yeah, by the time anyone even thinks of chasing him, he's gone.
Now here's Mills. 5 points in the game. Gay against Gibson. Gay passes to Laverne. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And the Spurs lead by 10.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Yeah, a little surprised he missed that one so badly. The defense was nowhere to be found.
Gay can't get it to go.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now here's Mills, defended by Jones. And Anderson kicks to Ginobili. Mills in the corner, 5 to shoot. Off target with his 3. Timberwolves trail by 8. The Timberwolves shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
And that one falls for Muhammad. Muhammad hits them both. 16 seconds left here in the first quarter. Mills with it. He's got 5. From 12 feet out. Here's Laverne. And it's blocked. And so the first quarter is in the books. Spurs lead by 6. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach.
Attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves. It's something that we've never done, and every time we did it, it's not us.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu and Tony there as the foundation, and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that have come through this Spurs organization.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Crawford out there with Jones.
Take a
then
break.
There's
Take a
Muhammad.
break.
Then it's Taj
2
Gibson.
shots.
And it's Patton in at the 5, roaming the paint. No good on that one. Brent, the last team you played for, the Houston Rockets. Your dad, your older brother John, also played for the Rockets. What's this connection between the city of Houston and the Barry family?
I've asked them that same question in Houston, and I even talked to Daryl Morey about putting a Barry graveyard across the street where it is that all 3 of us, our career had ended. I'd love to see a tombstone over there with Rick, John, and Brent.
Well, it'd be...
Maybe we'll add a few more to it, Kevin.
Well, the way you played there, the way you played your career, and your family played, obviously you've set a standard in the league. But that was an interesting stop that you all were there at one time.
I think it's crazy that we all ended in Houston. Though.
Yeah,
it's weird.
it is. It is.
3 careers ending with one organization.
Isn't that something?
Weird.
Now here's Jones. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Just 5 to shoot. It's Crawford with the drive. And the shot goes down. Crawford's got the first basket of the second quarter for Minnesota.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Ginobili against Crawford. Dishes to Laverne. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Patton's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Ginobili against Crawford. Outside Gibson. Back to Crawford. Here's the teardrop. And it's good on the way in. Crawford's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, defensively, the scheme has to be that Jamal Crawford can't get comfortable on offense too late. That floater was nasty.
Now here's Mills. He's got 5 over Jones. Offensive rebound. Laverne lays it in without an inch of room around him. Laverne's got his second bucket.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Jones kicks to Crawford. There's the pick. Rebound San Antonio. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them.
The defender found himself in the wrong position, and trust me, with Manu, that happens often. Creates the contact to get to the line.
San Antonio shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Ginobili.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
Good on both. And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see 2 #1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years, no less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
That's just great work from Jeff Teague to draw a foul inside the paint. The D looks flustered.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Free throw good, Teague.
And as you would expect from the way he plays, Teague is a terrific free throw shooter.
Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. And so Teague hits 2 free throws. And Jeff Teague coming over to the Timberwolves in free agency. Greg, the team felt he was the perfect fit.
You know, and it seemed for a while the Wolves had wanted to kind of mix things up at that point guard position. And you knew they had someone in mind when they dealt both Rubio and Dunn in the offseason. Teague was their man all along.
Timberwolves trail by 4. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said, beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game. And that one's good. Wiggins.
And I ask you, what can you do? This guy is a phenomenal decision maker.
Aldridge a screen. Leonard dishes to Parker. Over Teague. And it's off the back rim. No good for Minnesota. They've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Butler with the ball. Now Green defending. Chang, no luck.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
Parker passes to Green. Here's Leonard. Begins with the block. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Outside Teague. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. San Antonio's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Another miss by Leonard.
He sunk that 3 in the first. It's yet to make another one.
And Wiggins with the basket on the assist by Teague. 7 points for Andrew Wiggins.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Shot to stop the run, and it's Leonard again missing.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon, because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Now here's Teague. Towns sets the pick for Teague. Clock at 4. Zhang a screen. Here's Wiggins. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Green, and count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And Kawhi just continues to improve his passing and playmaking. He's a team leader who constantly seeks out the open opportunity. And Danny Green out of North Carolina, the former Tar Heel, now in his 9th season in the NBA. 8 of those seasons with San Antonio, as a guy that went undrafted and then spent the last 5 seasons starting for a contender deep in the heart of Texas.
One shot, gentlemen.
And Green no good on that one. And Danny Green averaging about 27 minutes per game last season. Believe it or not, Brent, that was 3rd highest on the Spurs.
Well, they always do it by committee. You look up and down the roster in terms of the minutes played, and not many guys even push over the 30-minute mark. And so there's a lot of responsibility and accountability for every guy on the roster to be ready every night. And Danny Green does it on both ends when he gets his minutes.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
Now here's Towns. And Zhang gets it to go.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
San Antonio's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Aldridge left side. Over Zhang. Aldridge's shot is good. Aldridge has got 5 points so far. Timberwolves trail. Pass to Jang. They set the pick. Here's Towns, and it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
Now here's Parker. Here's Leonard. Wiggins with some nice D.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
Here's Butler. No good on that one. Great D that time from Green. Parker drives in.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Famer.
Two shots.
He misses the free throw.
And Parker has such speed and creativity, just causes the defense fits in terms of how to properly guard him.
Rudy Gay's checked in for the Spurs. He doesn't get the second one.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. Towns kicks to T. Towns the screen. Nice ball movement by Minnesota.
Right now he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Aldridge. And 11 points for Leonard.
Well, he's given himself a chance. 6 shots he's gotten up this quarter, but only able to convert on one of them.
There's a good screen. Towns a screen on Green. Here's Butler. Jang. Great positioning on the putback. Jang's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Well, after a tough first quarter, it didn't get to him in any way. He's really stepped up here in the second quarter.
Parker kicks to Gay. Outside Leonard. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Teague to the wing right side. Here's Jang. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. San Antonio leading. Here's Parker. Gay right side. And the rejection by Jang. And he's able to get it back. Shot clock at 3. And it's Green missing.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
Wiggins outside. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Leonard dishes to Green. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Rudy Gay suffered the injury last season, but was still a wanted man when free agency rolled around, Greg, and San Antonio got him.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs made a big offer for him, and Gay felt it was the right fit. Interesting to see how his role develops in San Antonio this year. Still, there's a feeling that he's got a lot left in the tank.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Green. We've heard the rumors, Brent, the death of the big man, but with guys like Towns and Porzingis and others entering the league that can play on the perimeter and still have that length to make a difference inside. Could we see a big man renaissance, or at least maybe see him have more of an impact than people are giving him credit for right now?
Well, I think what we're seeing is the evolution of the 5 spot, Kevin. So it's not that the big man is lost, it's that the big man's doing a lot of the things that the little man used to be asked to do, and that is shooting threes, handle the ball, make some decisions at the top of the key, be a playmaker. It's fascinating to watch guys with this sort of size and this sort of skill, and also being this young, having such a tremendous impact for the organizations they're playing for.
And that one drops. Green's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Not sure you can ask for a better look. He can make those shots while sleeping.
Crawford passes to Gibson. Jones with the screen on Gay. Gibson setting the pick for Crawford. They double him with Green. Here's Patton. Laverne grabs the miss. Laverne's got his 3rd rebound on the night. It's Gay on the way. And Laverne throws it down.
And when it comes to rebounds, Laverne is relentless on the glass.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's San Antonio. Anderson kicks to Green. Crawford with the steal. Over Green. Crawford missing again.
Yeah, bad shot there. The trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Now here's Gay. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Just 5 on the clock. Over Gibson. Gay can't get it to go.
And he has not made one shot in this one. Has to be on his mind every time he's pulling up. Were those guys back on defense? I didn't see him. Somehow someone missed an assignment. Luckily he bricked the mid-range.
And the San Antonio Spurs, the best bench net rating in the league last season, ranked 3rd in bench minutes.
Well, it's amazing the way that Pop controls the players' minutes. So the starters don't play a ton. The bench guys get enough minutes to play cohesively together. And one of the guys who was hugely impactful coming off the bench last year for them was Patty Mills. And in fact, last year they became the first 60-win team to have 11 different players that played at least 1,000 minutes.
Free throw good. Mills. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Danny Green. And both free throws good for Mills.
And the Timberwolves, a team that is evolving how you imagine they would with Tibbs running things here. Deliberate approach on both ends of the floor and really looking to dominate the rebounding margins.
Now here's Crawford. He's got 8, and he can't stop this drought. Another miss.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. And they got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out.
Hits it from 3-point range. Crawford's got 7 points here in this quarter. Greg, in the areas you just talked about, rebounding and pace, the Timberwolves are very much where they want to be.
Yeah, the team just looks to make the most out of their possessions and try to beat you through efficiency. They have players that can get easy transition points when the opportunity presents itself, but in general, they aren't trying to speed the game up.
And the Timberwolves with possession here, following the bucket by the Spurs. Gibson the screen. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Crawford.
This is what Jamal Crawford does. He comes in the game, and he's a professional scorer.
Ginobili against Crawford. Now here's Ginobili. 7 points in the game. Here's Anderson. A terrific shot on the turnaround. Anderson's got his second bucket tonight.
So blessed with excellent court vision, especially for a wing player. Ginobili repeatedly finds the open man.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 11 points, 2 assists, and 2 steals. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
Kenny, let's get your insight on the Timberwolves.
Poor efficiency on offense. That's what jumps out at me. You aren't going to win many games shooting under 35%. Bad shot selection, too much one-on-one play, not finishing with authority. Now, these are correctable errors. They could choose to come out in the second half and completely flip that script.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
We come back to San Antonio now with a look at the world-famous Riverwalk with its restaurants and boats and nightclubs and people. Lots going on. The second half just about to get going here. Jamal Crawford really making a difference here.
Yeah, on the cut, off the dribble, he is a factor, and we saw that in the first half.
Coaches talk about having slashers on the team, and this is what they do. They get into the heart of the defense. They force difficult rotations. He's been tough to contain.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Spurs leading by 8. Filling out the wings, it's Green and Leonard. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at the point guard position. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. Now here's Green. Misses from short range.
Really shocking he didn't take advantage of that golden opportunity there. He needs to be much better in that situation.
Spurs shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Leonard inside, covered by Wiggins, and it's in there. Leonard's got the first bucket of the third here for the Spurs.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
T kicks to Butler. Offline with his 3.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Here's Teague after the basket by San Antonio. Out left to the wing. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
Outstanding patience from Jeff Teague to take the shot over the top of some good defense and get it to drop in.
Parker dishes to Leonard. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You know, you're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
The first one falls. And the Spurs got Kawhi Leonard to be the next Bruce Bowen. But from his rookie season, I think Pop realized, Brent, he could be the face of the franchise.
Well, it's amazing that they had talked with that kind of regard for Kawhi Leonard after making the draft day trade and sending away George Hill. They felt like Kawhi Leonard could make that kind of progression. Now, I would also tell you that they had no idea he would become one of the more devastating players on the offensive end of the floor. But the work ethic was there, the size was there, and the fruits of the labor are paying off.
Teague, the pass to Wiggins. Feeds to Butler. Towns, a screen on Green. Butler attacking. Here's Towns. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Towns has got 10 points.
This guy is looking for some life preservers. He needs more help. He's playing well, but his teammates have to pick up the slack here.
Here's Aldridge. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Aldridge has got the lead up to 12 now for San Antonio. Towns sets the pick for Teague. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Teague. Teague's got 3 assists now in this one. Spurs have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. And Pau Gasol had his chances to play in San Antonio before. Finally signed with the Spurs last season, and I think all would agree he's been a pretty good fit.
Well, with that kind of ability and skill set that Pau possesses as a big man, 6'11", pass, score, and play out of the low post, seemed like a natural fit for what Greg Popovich likes to do in the system. And how about the fact that he added the 3-ball last year? He made 56.
Teague with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Timberwolves passing it around. Here's Towns. And Zhang kicks to Teague. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. There's the dish to Leonard. Inside. Tries again. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Do a deep dive into LaMarcus Aldridge's career numbers. He is just one of the best big men shooting the basketball, especially from the mid-range, with incredible consistency. He can hurt you from all over the floor, but especially from around the 15-foot mark. That is his bread and butter.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. And the mid-range jumper, not usually a recipe for efficiency. Brent, you think the Spurs want Aldridge to take a step back and take more threes?
Well, last season he shot over 40% from the three-point line, and I think that the big guys stepping out to the corner is something that a lot of offenses look to. He didn't take a ton of threes, but when he did, he'd knock them down.
2.
The Timberwolves have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And for the Spurs last season, falling short of their goal of winning another title. But Greg Popovich, Brent, still called it a great season.
Well, they had their second most wins ever under Pop last year. 7 new players to integrate in the first year without rock-solid, steady force Tim Duncan down there on the low block. They did have some injuries late down the stretch, and they can look back on another season where they gave their best effort and put themselves in position to get another NBA championship.
Now here's Parker. The feed to Gasol. Back to Parker. Aldridge kicks to Green. The pass to Parker. Gasol inside. Towns on him. No good from Gasol. Timberwolves trail by 13. And Butler, here we go. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
And Butler just too tough to contain. Incredible at keeping his focus even when the D is all over.
Inside, here's Aldridge. And that one is off. And Minnesota will come the other way. T kicks to Butler. Over Green. Rejected by Gasol. Butler against Green. Butler with the steal. Outside Teague, and the call will be against Tony Parker. That's foul number 2 for him. Now Teague, outside Butler.
And since halftime, he just doesn't have a clue when it comes to shooting.
Butler can't get that one to fall.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
Aldridge a screen. Leonard kicks to Parker. He feeds it to Aldridge. He dishes it to Green. 6 on the shot clock. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
And another display right there of Gasol and his touch. Just amazing at hitting some tough shots over pretty stiff defense.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
One shot.
And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that three-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level.
Here's Butler. They get it again. Over Green. The putback. It's good on the putback. And so it's San Antonio with it, leading by 12. Parker outside. Screened by Parker. Right block shot, and it's Leonard. That time on the assist from Green. And that's 19 points for Leonard.
Whipping off the screen there like a tiger, Leonard creates enough space to get the shot off that he wants.
And the Timberwolves call time here. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I know the defense has 5 guys, but collectively they're no match for this guy. He is roasting them.
And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Leonard.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
Timberwolves trail by 14. To the inside. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
And checking out some numbers for Andrew Wiggins. Good season for him last year. He averaged about 23 points per, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And I like it when stars do exactly that. It's not just about scoring 50 or 40 or 30. It's about making plays consistently.
Drills it from outside.
And such a good feel for the game. Kawhi knows exactly what this offense is trying to accomplish and acts as a willing facilitator.
T kicks to Zhang. Teague against Parker. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Teague's got 6 points.
Well, nice to see Jeff Teague get down in there on the inside and come up with the bucket.
Parker outside. Kicks it to Aldridge. And the rejection by Jang. Butler against Green. Passes it to Teague. Here's Jang. Here's Towns. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. This will be his third free throw shot of the game.
Solid work at the line a season ago. 83% on his opportunities.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Tony Parker. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Crawford's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drops for Towns.
How about the Spurs clinching their 20th straight playoff appearance last season? An amazing run, more than twice as long as the next active streak, and the longest streak in the league was the Sixers from 1950 to 1971. I think the Spurs are going to get past them.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gasol dishes to Mills. It's rebounded by Towns.
Looked a little bit forced. No reason for it either. The defense was not even in the frame.
And it's good. 2 points. Towns has got 19 points. And Greg Popovich tied for the longest streak of consecutive playoff appearances by a head coach.
Well, how about 18 straight 50-win seasons for Pop? Just a remarkable run of tremendous success, where you could look at maybe 5 or 6 other opportunities where the San Antonio Spurs could have won another NBA title. You realize young DeJounte Murray was still in diapers the last time that they won less.
Here's Mills following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Picks it out to Ginobili. Here's Aldridge. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Pulls it from the elbow. They get it back. Wiggins. 80 that time from Leonard. Spurs leading by 8. Leonard draws the double, and he banks in the layup. Mills has got 9 points.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Wiggins outside. He kicks to Butler. Pass to Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Towns has got 13 points here in the second half alone. Here's Mills. Minnesota with the rebound. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. Back in to be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau. Joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
2 shots.
The free throw drops for Towns.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And the Spurs with some changes. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Gay comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Kyle Anderson in for Leonard. Minnesota also making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Gorgie Dang. Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Jimmy Butler.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
Gay, a screen on Jones. And Mills kicks to Laverne. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
And Gay, such a terrific athlete, outstanding at rising up and just bringing the hammer.
Jones kicks to Towns. Dishes to Muhammad. Back to Towns. Pass to Muhammad. over Anderson. Muhammad, no luck. Spurs leading by 8. Anderson kicks to Mills. In the corner, it's Ginobili. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Fast break. Towns has got it. And that one, good.
And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
Mills passes to Ginobili. Feeds to Gay. There's the dish to Mills. Now the pass to Laverne. Kicks it to Ginobili. This one for 3. Nice D from Crawford. Timberwolves trail by 6. Here's Jones at the tip. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Gibson using his body on the boards. He's great at using his timing to leap up and collect a second chance.
Ginobili kicks to Anderson. Down low. Anderson against Muhammad. In transition, here come the Spurs. Muhammad with the steal, and pushing it up again is Minnesota, again in transition.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Now here's Mills. He's got 9. They set the pick. Gay kicks to Ginobili. And he uses the glass on the layup. Ginobili's got 9.
He's showing his trademark aggressiveness inside. Ginobili was not going to be denied.
The feed to Muhammad. Towns with it. Laverne on him. Jones. That's tipped. Anderson right side. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 4. Up the floor. Offensive rebound. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Taj Gibson is tough. Proven veteran who plays well on both ends of the court.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And just 72% from the line a season ago. Not the greatest of numbers, but there are guys who are far worse off when it comes to free throw shooting.
Two shots.
No good on the free throw. Patton, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And the second free throw, good. Spurs leading by 3.
If they can just hold this now for the last shot.
Right, no need to give the ball back here. Run the clock down, be patient, and run a decent play.
Whistle on the play, bucket's good, he'll go to the line.
Still with the explosive first step, Ginobili gains an angle on the drive, and trust me, he knows them well.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And here's Crawford. From deep three-point range, he got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the San Antonio Spurs. What didn't he do in that quarter? A fantastic all-around effort. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
We had some great shots and they're not in trouble. That's okay. They're going to go in or they're not.
They wanted to keep the energy level high. I can understand that. Greg Popovich not worried about the missed shots.
As long as guys are giving it their all, coach feels they're doing what's in their control to be successful.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So on the floor for Minnesota, we've got Patton. Shabazz Muhammad is out there with Taj Gibson. Then it's Jones. And it's Crawford at the two-guard spot.
Anderson has great vision as a point forward. Exceptional court awareness.
Crawford against Ginobili. Crawford passes to Patton. Gay comes over with a double team. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Two shots.
That's good from Gibson. San Antonio making a switch here. Parker's checked in. And both free throws good from Gibson. San Antonio leading by 6. Parker left side. Gay dishes to Ginobili. Anderson the screen. Parker kicks to Gay. The Spurs rebound. Here's Laverne. No good with the layup. Timberwolves trail by 6. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Muhammad the pass to Jones. Right side Gibson. Clock at 4. Got a piece of it.
Excellent anticipation from Laverne with the block. He constantly sends back shots with some velocity.
Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. Minnesota also with the sub. Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. For San Antonio, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Parker dishes to Green. Back to Parker. It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Teague.
He's been a little bit disappointing in this game. However, his team has his back. You need a little bit more help from him.
Takes a shot at the elbow, and the jumper is on the mark.
And that is a shot Teague loves to take whenever he gets a look at the rim.
Parker kicks to Gay. Anderson the screen. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Timberwolves trail by 6. Teague with the ball. Gibson the screen. Green against Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Muhammad gets it to go. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Gay outside. Up and in on the layup. Gay's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
T kicks to Muhammad. Over Anderson. Muhammad, no luck. Spurs leading by 6. Here's Parker. And the layup's good off the glass.
And Parker really as good as anybody when it comes to attacking the rim and finishing.
Pass to Muhammad. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Gibson setting the pick for Jones. Floats one up. And Patton gets it to go.
You cannot give players that kind of positioning, and the defense also late in trying to alter that shot.
Parker against T. They set the pick. Kicks it out to Gay. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's now 9 points for Rudy Gay. Timberwolves trail by 9. Minnesota calls timeout. Before his injury, Rudy Gay had made some strides on the defensive end. In general, Greg, he doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his impact on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Gay has always been a great ball hawk. I mean, he's got long arms to pick off lazy passes. He gets a good amount of blocks for a wing player as well. Very much so underrated when you talk about his defense.
Brent, if your team won't be competing for a championship, talk about the balance between giving your first-round picks or young players the playing time they need to develop against making them earn their minutes. That's a very fragile movement back and forth.
I agree, Kevin. Such a tight rope to walk because you don't want to upset veterans on your team who still want to go out and compete on a nightly basis. And you also want to make sure that your rookies just aren't opening the door for them to go out and do whatever it is they want to do on the floor because of your team's situation. So I think that's where the communication between the coach and the staff and how it is that the player is developing, you just don't dole out the minutes for that player's progression.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the break, I heard Tom Thibodeau as he talked with the team. He said, hey, we're still in this thing. We just have to trust each other out there. Be aggressive, stay together, and play as a team. We're coming back and winning this one. Pretty confident words, Kevin.
And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Spurs leading by 7. Parker outside. He dishes it to Leonard. Buries it down low. Leonard's got 10 points in just the second half.
And that's one of Leonard's go-to moves, navigating through the traffic, draining the highly contested shot.
Here's Jang. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. And Jang drops them both. And Greg Popovich has led the Spurs to the playoffs in all 20 of the full seasons he's coached the team. But you know what, Brent? He always gives his players the credit.
Well, Pop knows that the players are the ones who deserve all of the accolades. But there's no doubt that there's...
I tell you what, Butler is a physical dunker. I mean, he takes his craft seriously. I just love watching this guy take off.
Green kicks to Leonard. No good. Wiggins with some nice D. Timberwolves trail by 5. He feeds it to T. Jang a screen. They set the pick. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Wiggins. From the arc. Minnesota working now with the new shot clock. Here's T. Back to Wiggins. Jang with the screen for Wiggins. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. And now just a 3-point Spurs lead. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the fourth. Parker against T. Parker passes to Gasol. Parker outside. Aldridge a screen. Parker dishes to Green. And the layup falls.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
Timberwolves trail by 5. T kicks to Wiggins. Outside Butler. They set the screen. Shot from the wing. Second chance shot. And Patton gets it to go.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
Gasol, a screen on Wiggins. Leonard, the pass to Parker. That 3 off the mark.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Andrew Wiggins.
And you can see that Butler is the total package. Solid at recognizing when one of his guys is open.
Aldridge a screen. Parker kicks to Green. To the inside. The kick out to Aldridge. Shot clock at 6. The 10-footer. Offensive rebound. That shot missing. For Minnesota, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Wiggins kicks to T. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Outside Leonard. He kicks it to Gasol, and it's good for 2. And the Spurs lead by 3.
That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Teague.
Yeah, just not good court awareness there. You cannot afford to be careless. That just leads to bad turnovers.
Karl Anthony Towns checked in for the Timberwolves. San Antonio leading by 3. Parker outside. Dishes it to Leonard. Unable to get that one. And Minnesota now the other way. Butler passes to Teague. Back to Butler. They set the pick. Chang a screen. And Teague has it in the corner. That doesn't go in either for Teague. For San Antonio, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Leonard dishes to Parker. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 6 assists in the game.
Not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second.
T kicks to Wiggins. Here's Towns. Rejected by Gasol.
Gasol did not stop moving his hands there, especially as the shot was going up. Always going to be right there to send anything back if it's close.
Towns the screen. Shot clock at 6. And they double up Butler. Wiggins from outside. In for his 7th make in 13 tries.
And Butler, kind of a Swiss Army knife, isn't he? I mean, more than just a scorer, a very capable passer as well.
Aldridge a screen. Here's Leonard. Wiggins with the block. Ball's knocked loose. Leonard with the steal. Parker. Not going to go that time. Great D that time from T. To tie it up. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. San Antonio leading. Parker outside. Aldridge, the pass to Leonard. Back to Aldridge. From outside, off the mark.
Well, after an impressive first half, he's just not been able to get the room or get anything going here in the second.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
Well, we talk about the D. Let's credit the offense. He attacked right there from the moment he saw the opening, not letting the defense react.
Minnesota's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. T kicks to Zhang. Towns sets the pick for Wiggins. Here's Zhang, and Gasol sends it back, and he gets it back. Parker dishes to Leonard. Rebound by Zhang.
He's getting good looks on the floor, but he simply cannot bury anything right now. He's got to stay confident, though, because everyone knows he can hit those shots.
Towns, the screen. Green against Butler. Over Green. Count.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
No doubt. Professional move all the way. Puts the team on his back when it matters most.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Parker against T. Gasol setting the pick for Green. Pass to Leonard. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
And they go to the intentional foul. And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. Second of 2 is good. That makes it a 3-point lead. San Antonio calls timeout. They're down by 3. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
You know, you'd love to be able to clear space and get that triple, but you can also do the 2 with a quick foul.
Well, it really depends on what's available, so we'll see how the defense lines up here.
And stolen by Wiggins. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. I like the fact that he took his time at the line and simply did what he does, practice his routine and seal it.
And here's Green outside. Towns with the defensive effort. And so the Timberwolves take the win. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, you have become a star in this league, big part of the team. Have those expectations put more pressure on you individually?
No pressure. I think I'm gonna do what I do each and every night. I'm not gonna play well every night, but I just gotta focus on me, this team. Can't worry about the outside influences.
A real leader, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. And we'll see you next time.